What up, YouTube? Today is leg day, and last time I did legs, I did RDLs towards the end. Today I'm learning from that mistake. I'm gonna do them towards the beginning first while I'm fresh, because last time I did leg extension and then leg press. So by the time I did these, I was so depleted that my legs were all shaky. So we're going to avoid that today. Also, I'm not going to go as heavy. I'm going to just focus on range of motion, get a nice stretch with these. So last time I did 80 pounds, and I think I'm going to just go down to 70. We'll still get close to failure, but we'll probably be in like 2 sets instead of 1. So these are actually fantastic for your forearms as well. All right, I'm gonna sip a little water, not rest very long so we can hit failure on these. But we don't want it to be me being out of breath. We want muscle failure. So get a couple more deep breaths in and we'll knock it out. Whew. Definitely got my heart rate up. This is pretty good warm up. All right. All right. So I'm actually feeling mid back fatigue before hammies. So I'm gonna start doing these at the beginning of leg day. I think the backside's a weakness for me. Quads, I'm pretty quad dominant. And I think hamstrings and calves need to catch up to my quads. Next exercise is gonna be a leg extension. I'm gonna do one warm up and then I'm gonna do single leg all out set. So those RDLs definitely helped get some blood flowing into the legs. They definitely feel pretty warm that quick into it. All right. My warm ups are extremely short. All right. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Next exercise is going to be a leg press. I'm thinking last time I did feet close and then feet wide, so I'll probably do something similar. All right, we're going to do wider stance now. All right, let's shake it off real quick. Next exercise is going to be a seated calf raise. And lately I've been liking these a little bit more than straight knee. Maybe it's because it's been so long since I've done them, but I actually really like the my muscle connection and contraction I'm getting from it. So basically on the bottom, I'm stretching for at least 2 seconds. Then I go to this point, and then I imagine my heel driving forward almost into like the knee or into the calf. And when I do that, the squeeze that I get on top of the load is so intense that I have to immediately let go. And as my heel is coming back down, I can feel the calf rippling and then relaxing. And so it doesn't take many reps doing this to really feel it. And I think the difference between this and when I was doing straight knee is my range of motion, for whatever reason, it's a little bit better on this. So I feel the connection a little bit better. And also I think it's the soleus. It's kind of small, and this hits more of that. So I'm fine with that too. So last time I did this, 45 pounds, added a 10, we're doing 55. Let's see how we do. All right, so 1, 2, here, right? And then squeeze. Ooh, it's crazy how that feels. Here, and then, yeah, and I have to like immediately let it go. Here. The only thing about this is I find myself slipping on it. So I'm gonna reset. I got 5 reps. Let me get my foot placement back. So now that I'm looking at it, the grip is completely worn off right here from so many people using it. So yeah, my feet want to slide. All right, we've adjusted. Back at it. So stretch here and then drive. So on these, I'm specifically feeling it on the inner half. So I'm aware that the calf, you got inner, outer soleus. I'm feeling it more here, not so much here. Now, I probably could play around with foot placement, but we're pretty close to failure right now. I know that didn't seem like much, but the contraction is so intense on that top squeeze. Whew. All right, let's see how we do. Ooh, it's intense. Yep. Now I need to just stretch because it's very, very tight. So I had very skinny calves. I attribute a lot of this, and here's my theory on calves. The body is very efficient and it's not going to put any muscle where it's not needed. So if you don't weigh much, odds are your calves aren't going to be that big. So all my life, I haven't been that heavy. So there was no reason to have bigger calves. Whereas if you look at someone that's over 200 or 300 pounds, what do they all have in common? Big calves. And a lot of that is because they're walking around with that extra load. And so the legs need more muscle in those places. So, but I've been consistent with these and I've came a long way, in my opinion, from where I was before. I said it before, calves are a weak point for me, but if I stick with it, I want to turn my weakness into a strength. So, like I said, and I would call my calves more like sprinter calves. They're more like a ball. Whereas long distance runners, their calves are a little bit longer. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good today. And since we're getting close to the end of the workout, I'm going to do one more. Drive. Here. Drive. Maybe one more. Oh, yeah. I think they're done now. So, what are some notes that I need to make for this workout? Doing the RDLs first did build up some fatigue. And so I didn't do as many reps on the leg extension. Whereas if I do the leg extension first and I eat plenty of food, I could do probably double the amount of reps. But between lower calories, carbs, doing the RDLs first today, we didn't do as many reps on leg extension, and that's totally fine. The main thing you need to focus on is consistency and intensity, your effort. So I still push myself. I didn't go easy, but the numbers weren't as good today. And so what you do though is each workout, make little notes, and each time look for ways to improve. And as long as you do that in the long term, you for sure will make progress. All right, workout complete, feeling good, very lean at the moment. So I've been hovering around 10 to 11% on my home scale. I'm gonna just say that range. The main thing I was chasing was trying to lose fat in my thigh, but I've kind of hit a wall. And rather than staying in a deficit for this long, which has been a long time, I started back in January. I've lost about 25 to 30 pounds of fat and put on about 7 pounds of muscle. I've been giving it thought. So I think starting next week, I'm going to put myself in a small surplus. So right now, my maintenance is around 2,400. So I'm gonna start doing 2,800. Now, on days where I'm more active, it'll be closer to maintenance, but just giving myself additional calories and just seeing how the body responds. Ideally, I'd like to probably put on 5 to 10 pounds by the end of the year and not let my body fat go above 12%. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're currently doing. Cutting, bulking. I'm about to put myself in a surplus. Not crazy. We're not going to get fat, but I'm going to start giving the body more nutrients and seeing how it responds. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in the next one.